Victor and Kane in the crosshairs while Billy faces another loss. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Victor Newman employs Michael Baldwin as a double agent. The man who might be playing Michael, rather than having hired him, also has a feared weapon. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, has generally acknowledged that he has an artificial intelligence at his disposal and wants it to be used. However, Billy Abbott is what Kane wants to lead that effort. Everyone is telling Billy not to fall for Kane's lines or to engage with Victor. However, Billy intends to outwit both individuals. Colin Atkinson wanted his son to win. Arabesque was founded through the efforts of his late father, Colin Atkinson, portrayed by the late, great Tristan Rogers. Towards the end of his life, the former con artist appeared to have chosen the straight and narrow path. Despite the fact that Colin is believed to have defrauded an elderly lady of a fortune and estate, he did so with the best of intentions. Colin likely meant her no harm, isn't known to have created distress, and he used his acquired fortune to make Kane rich. Kane couldn't win after leaving town 6 years ago. But the freedom and flexibility Colin provided him with creates what would have otherwise been nearly no chance at restarting life with his cherished family. Trust no one in Genoa City, Wisconsin. Victor never thought much of Billy. He believes Thompson's character behaves like a boy, which is why he uses that child's label with regularity. Billy wants to get Victor by using Kane. Given that Kane has access to billions and is motivated by 3 enormous factors, that is a challenging endeavor. Kane wants to heal his rift with the twins and reconcile with Lily Winters. He is also adhering to Colin's strategy, which is working to some extent. Kane is in GC, not France, and is getting through to Lily slowly. Victor doesn't trust Billy or Kane but knows that Flynn's character is a major threat. Kane doesn't trust anyone but Lily and their children, and Jill Abbott. Billy relies on his unreliable instincts. Billy Abbott defeats 2 titans. Victor is the wise man. Kane is newly rich. Both qualify as titans currently. Billy truly believes that he can defeat Victor, regain control of Chancellor, and establish Abbott communications through the use of Kane's AI tool. That's one of the biggest stretches in recent daytime history, and if he can pull it off, it would be an incredible victory. Consider the preceding sentence again. Billy, yes, Billy, is going to bring Victor down and outmaneuver billionaire Kane by harnessing a new, untested technology. Fans who have been around for a long time won't back Billy. Victor is always an odds-on favorite in any business game, and whatever happens, Kane's long-term win will probably be the restoration of his marriage and peace with the twins. Devon's encouragement, Amanda's discovery, and Michael's fidelity. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Monday, September 15, 2025. Fans can expect Michael Baldwin to call a truce with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. Kane Ashby shares his new plan with Amanda Sinclair Morgan. Also, Devon Winters encourages Lily Winters to make a fresh start. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Devon Winters' encouragement. Let's start off with Devon, who will spend some time with Lily. Right now, Lily doesn't know what to do. People lost their lives as a result of the Kane bombshell's unexpected nature. Even though it wasn't entirely Kane's fault, 3 people might still be alive today if that party hadn't happened. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of Y&R. In any case, Lily still can't seem to get any straight answers from Kane. For the time being, Devon thinks that Lily should focus on getting a fresh start. So, how does Lily plan to do that when Kane is in Genoa City? Michael Baldwin's truce. Over with Michael. He has made a deal with Victor Newman. They both thought it was quite interesting that Phyllis is involved with Kane's plan. So, Michael has made a move to meet up with Red and talk to her. Michael hopes to get Phyllis in their corner. However, Victor has a lot of enemies. On the other hand, Michael is extremely verbal and frequently succeeds in persuading others to accept his point of view. Phyllis and Michael do agree to end their argument. However, will they take that one step further and strike a deal? Amanda Sinclair's discovery. According to the spoilers for Monday, September 15th of The Young and the Restless, Kane will inform Amanda of his new plan. However, I wonder if Amanda will still be on board or not. The lawyer already warned Kane about going up against someone like Victor. The tycoon is determined to get everything he wants, both professionally and personally. Read this, The Young and the Restless spoilers. Claire and Holden arrested. Wild night goes wrong? The 15th of September 2025, Monday fans might also see Claire Grace Newman and Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, continue to get closer. Kyle Abbott's accusations of being jealous irritate Claire. Claire will have friends, and Holden is one of them. Obviously, as soon as Claire appeared, Holden started talking to Claire in a nice way. So, maybe Kyle is right about Holden's motives. Kyle runs to Audra for comfort when he sees Holden and Claire kissing. According to The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers, Kyle Abbott will see more than he anticipated. Kyle lied to his girlfriend, telling her that nothing happened between them, which angers Claire Newman. He lied about what happened between him and Audra Charles. Claire then learned that they kissed and it could have gone further, but Kyle stopped it. But Claire gets the feeling that something more happened, but neither Kyle nor Audra is being transparent about it. Kyle thought that proposing to Claire would fix everything in their relationship, which was not a very good idea. He made her a heartfelt marriage proposal by purchasing her a stunning ring. Claire didn't say no, but told him she needed to think about it. She begged him to give her some time to herself, telling him that she needed some space. Claire gets drunk with Holden. According to the spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Claire leaves Kyle's house to go to society for a drink. She comes across Holden. The pair orders drinks, and it isn't long before she's pretty tipsy. That's when Audra shows UP, and the ladies almost end up in a fist fight. Thankfully, Holden ushers Claire out of society to the coffee house to sober up. In a moment of weakness, they kiss in Chancellor Park. This scene was set up for Kyle to follow his girlfriend and see her in a heated lip lock with Holden. Kyle believes Claire can do no wrong and praises her for being such a good person. This kiss would break him, and possibly send him to Audra for comfort. Kyle leans on Audra. When Kyle sees Claire in a lip lock with Holden, it could send him straight to Audra. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Kyle sees something that will blow his mind. That would absolutely shock him. When Claire was in a lip lock with another man, he wouldn't know how to handle her sweetness. It will likely send him reeling and seeking comfort in Audra. According to Y&R spoilers, Audra would be more than happy to smear Kyle in Claire's face if she could. The battle between Claire and Audra is just getting started. It's going to get pretty ugly before it's all over. Y&R fans, do you think Kyle will sleep with Audra? Do you like Holden with Claire? Please let us know what you think in the comment section below. Keep in mind to watch The Young and the Restless, which airs on CBS on weekdays and can be viewed online on Paramount+. Phyllis's new love. Roger Howarth's mystery character brings romance. The Young and the Restless spoilers imply that Roger Howarth is slated to debut in a mystery role this fall. Could he offer Phyllis Summers the romance she so desperately needs? It's time to discuss it. Phyllis Summers needs a solid love story. The Young and the Restless spoilers remind fans that Phyllis suffers from the always the bridesmaid, never the bride syndrome when it comes to, as of late. Phyllis quickly snatched Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, from Red after Diane Abbott, Susan Walters, stormed into town, only for Phyllis to fall into a new love triangle with Christine Blair, Danny Romalotti, and Diane Abbott. Phyllis once again got burned in that situation, and while there was a hint that she had feelings for her ex, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, those were quickly washed away when he fired her from Abbott Communications and placed Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, in her place. Since everyone deserves love, can the writers write a love story about Phyllis with a man who only cares about her? Phyllis needs red-hot chemistry. Some fans may be aware that Roger Howarth and Michelle Stafford played Nina Reeves and Franco Baldwin on General Hospital together once. Could Y&R attempt to recreate some of that magic? At the end of the day, it really depends on who Howarth is playing. If he enters a baddie role and has a quick stint with the soap, any hopes that Howarth could have a romance with Phyllis would be squashed. However, if Howarth is the Tucker McCall, last played by Trevor St. John, recast, then this might be good news for Phyllis's love life. Even if he isn't the McCall recast, but rather a character with staying power, there might be light at the end of the tunnel for Red and her fans who want to see her with someone long-term. Do you think Phyllis Summers could have good chemistry with the character Roger Howarth is playing? What happens if he plays Tucker? Comment down below. Keep an eye on this website frequently for the most recent Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. On The Young and the Restless, Phyllis Summers is one of those characters who, despite her fiery personality, undeniable wit, and unwavering determination, always appears to be unlucky in love. Through the years, fans have watched her fight for her place in Genoa City's romantic landscape, only to be left standing on the outside looking in when the dust settles. The recent rumors that Roger Howarth will appear in a mysterious role on Y&R this fall have sparked wild speculation. Could Phyllis finally be on her way to the epic love of her life that has been elusive for far too long? Or will she once again fall victim to the soap opera cycle of betrayal, heartbreak, and disappointment? This question looms large because, at this point, Phyllis isn't just another woman on the canvas searching for love. She represents a dynamic female character who has proven she can carry major storylines but deserves stability in her personal life. And if the writers really want to give fans a new twist, pairing her with Roger Howarth's character could spark something unpredictable yet magnetic, shifting her trajectory in ways few could have imagined. Phyllis's love life has been nothing short of a roller coaster, and in some ways, that is the essence of soap storytelling. Yet her recent arcs have painted her as always the bridesmaid, never the bride. The painful truth is that she has been circling familiar story beats without resolution. Not long ago, she was thrown into the orbit of Jack Abbott once again, only for Diane's return to flip the script. The rivalry resurfaced, but instead of leading to love, it became yet another struggle for survival, a tug-of-war that left Phyllis scarred. When she attempted to carve out space for herself with Danny Romalotti, she was once again blocked by Christine Blair, reigniting a decades-old rivalry that reminded fans that Phyllis is perpetually caught in the crossfire. Even hints of rekindling something with Billy Abbott fizzled out when business politics, specifically Billy's decision to fire her from Abbott Communications and elevate Sally Spectra, cut the cord on any personal connection. Each of these arcs reiterates the same cycle. Phyllis chases love, finds a flicker of hope, but the flames are quickly doused, leaving her with little more than hurt feelings and damaged pride. This redundancy has left fans hungry for a real shift, a narrative that allows Phyllis to be more than the fiery troublemaker or the woman who loses out. That's where Roger Howarth's entrance could change everything. The big question revolves around the role Roger Howarth will be playing. As an actor, Howarth has proven his versatility time and again, from his days on One Life to Live to his memorable tenure on General Hospital where he embodied multiple characters. His ability to breathe life into layered roles makes him an excellent addition to The Young and the Restless. If his new role is meant to have longevity, it opens the door to reimagining Phyllis's future. If, however, the writers cast him as a temporary villain or short-term schemer, then any dreams of a romantic arc with Phyllis would be quickly dashed. Still, the possibility is there, and fans are already wondering, could this be the man who finally sees Phyllis for who she is, flaws, fire, and all, and chooses her without hesitation? The chemistry is key. If the show taps into the past success that Howarth and Michelle Stafford shared during their time together as Franco and Nina on General Hospital, lightning could strike twice. Their scenes were known for a combustible mix of humor, tension, and raw vulnerability, the kind of interplay that soaps thrive on. Reuniting them in a new context could create a nostalgic spark while still feeling fresh because the characters themselves are entirely different. One fascinating theory is that Roger Howarth might be stepping into the role of Tucker McCall, last portrayed by Trevor St. John. If that's the case, the dynamics become even more intriguing. Tucker is a complex man with a history of manipulation, power plays, and strained family ties, particularly with Devon. If Howarth takes over that mantle, pairing Tucker with Phyllis could create a storyline dripping with intrigue. Imagine two schemers, both with chips on their shoulders, finding common ground in each other's ambition and passion. Their romance would not be a traditional love story filled with soft music and candlelight dinners. Instead, it would be fiery, volatile, and unpredictable, exactly the kind of relationship that could keep viewers glued to their screens. Phyllis doesn't need a safe, vanilla romance. She thrives in chaos, and someone like Tucker could challenge her in ways that Jack or Danny never could. The writers could lean into their shared flaws and turn them into strengths, crafting a love story that feels both unconventional and deeply authentic to who Phyllis is. But what if Roger Howarth isn't Tucker McCall? What if he's an entirely new character with no existing baggage, no ties to Genoa City's power players, and a blank slate for the writers to mold? That scenario could be even more exciting because it would give Phyllis the chance to step out of recycled storylines and carve a new path. A man who isn't entangled in old grudges, old rivalries, or complicated family histories could be exactly what she needs, a mysterious newcomer with staying power. This would allow her romance to feel fresh rather than a retread of dynamics fans have seen before. It would also give Michelle Stafford and Roger Howarth the opportunity to build chemistry from the ground up, creating something wholly new rather than leaning on nostalgia. And let's be honest, after years of heartbreak, Phyllis deserves someone who isn't already entangled with Diane, Jack, Christine, or any of the usual suspects. She might be able to be vulnerable once more with a fresh start without immediately falling back into her previous patterns of defensiveness and sabotage. Phyllis's character arc is ripe for reinvention. While she will always be red, fiery, dramatic, and occasionally over the top, soap characters evolve, and after everything she's endured, it would be satisfying to see her soften, just a little, in the hands of a man who truly sees her. Roger Howarth's arrival could be the catalyst for that evolution. If the writers are bold, they could craft a romance that highlights Phyllis's strength while also peeling back the layers to show her vulnerability. Fans have seen her fight tooth and nail to prove herself, but they've rarely seen her surrender to love in a way that feels sustainable. She might find the balance she needs in a well-written romance: love without constant competition, intimacy without betrayal, and passion without destruction. That doesn't mean the story should be without drama. This is a soap, after all, but the drama should come from external obstacles, not the repetitive cycles of infidelity and manipulation that have defined her past. It's also worth noting that Roger Howarth's fan base brings added value to this potential storyline. His supporters are loyal, vocal, and eager to see him shine in a new role. Pairing him with Michelle Stafford, another powerhouse performer with her own dedicated following, could reinvigorate interest in the young and the restless at a time when long-term viewers crave fresh energy. The idea of two daytime heavyweights colliding in a romance filled with sparks, humor, and intensity is undeniably appealing. Soap operas live and die by their pairings, and if this one clicks, it could become the next big super couple on the canvas. Even if the writers take a slow burn approach, starting with banter, moving into reluctant friendship, and then building toward undeniable attraction, it could give fans the satisfying payoff they've been waiting for. Ultimately, the question of whether Phyllis finds love with Roger Howarth's mystery character boils down to the writer's commitment. Are they willing to invest in Phyllis as more than a perpetual troublemaker? Are they ready to give her the kind of mature, layered romance that honors her history while propelling her into a new chapter? Because if they are, the timing is perfect. Phyllis has paid her dues in heartbreak. She's proven her resilience. Now it's time for her to reap the rewards of a story that doesn't just end in loss but blossoms into something enduring. And whether Roger Howarth plays Tucker McCall or a brand new character, his presence could be the spark that sets that transformation in motion. In the end, soap operas are about reinvention, about finding new ways to tell stories with characters audiences have loved for decades. Phyllis Summers has carried the torch as one of Y&R's most compelling figures, but she deserves more than recycled heartbreak. If the writers seize this opportunity, Roger Howarth's debut could mark the beginning of a love story that not only captivates fans but also redefines Phyllis's place in Genoa City. For once, instead of standing on the sidelines while others find happiness, Phyllis could step into the spotlight of a romance written just for her. Fiery, complicated, but ultimately lasting. And maybe, just maybe, Red will finally stop being the bridesmaid and finally become the bride in a storyline that's as red hot as she is.